Let's get into the dailies that we have for today. Let's begin with the daily graphic. And on the front page of the daily graphic, we have big relief for parents. Okay, harmonized prospectus for SHS freshers. We also have here Labadi Beach Hotel pays 25 million Ghana cedis dividend to SNIT. 2024 New Year School focuses on technology to spur development. High expectations for budget today. Okay, so that's it for the daily graphic. We have the Ghanaian Times as well. It says here, growth strategy to impact youth. This is regarding the 2024 budget on the Ghanaian Times. It says here, at the Creation Africa Ghana launch, government committed to supporting creative industry to create wealth. It has a picture of the president there. He was at the event. Government secures new funding source for La General Hospital construction. You know, I just wish we'll stop all the talk about this and just, put boots on the ground and start building. It's important, right? We've gone round in circles for too long on this matter, and I'm asking myself again, when I first saw this headline, I asked myself, so if there hadn't been the hue and cry in the last few weeks over this large general hospital, and it didn't become a hot potato that government couldn't handle, would finances have been found? West Blue Ghana sues AG and GRA over termination of 289 million Ghana cedi contract. Okay, some more judgment that seems to be looming. Let's go to the Finder. On the front page of the Finder, we have reparations demand is for justice, not a plea for arms. This is coming from the president. He says, I'm not begging. I'm just saying that what's fair is fair, and we need to demand for what's fair. Okay, Samira takes inclusion of women in climate fight to Harvard University. Giadek and Rockshaw present MRE report to Nanado. There's bauxite deposits increase in Yinahin, from estimated 250 to 375 million metric tons in Block B. Okay, so that's what it is there. And it looks like we have a lot more underground than we initially thought. Public sector workers to enjoy up to 25% base pay rise in 2024. Also, Community 5 land acquired in 1984, not earmarked as a football park. This is coming from the TDC. On the front page of the Chronicle, we have here, Akubia warns Alan, halt the attack on Baumia. Imani boss falls in love with Alan's GTP. Okay, Africa diaspora strategize for payment of reparations. Tafu Moro Market traders refuse to relocate for reconstruction. And focus on women in fight against climate change. This is coming from Samira Baumia. And the scripture for today on the front page of the Chronicle, it says, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Do not hate a fellow Israelite in your heart. Rebuke your neighbor frankly, so you do not share in their guilt. Okay, I wonder who is shading on this one. All right, let's go to the Herald newspaper. And on the front page of the Herald, we have ex-speaker's bungalow loot in 2009 lands in court. Okay, as he's accused of hijacking private law firm. Wow. Okay. Ohinento, Boniface Sadiq, others sacked from MPP. West Blue drags AG and GRA to court over arrears. And Kenneth Ferreira delivers his final budget statement today. Is he not going to do a mid-year budget next year? I don't know. Well, anyway, we'll see. I mean, it says final budget statement today. Public workers get election year surprises. Road toll coming back. Okay. Road tolls coming back. Well, the road tolls never really went anywhere. Anyway, they were suspended, right? So the idea, we were told at a point, was to have electronic road tolls. So I don't know whether that's what's coming back, or it's just going to be business as usual. Because if the tolls come back in the same way they were before they were suspended, then somebody goofed big time. That's all I got to say on this one. Daily Guide. Daily Guide says, Nana defends reparation claims. All right, Premier Consular Service opens in Berlin. West Blue runs to court over 289 million Ghana cedis arrears. And digital training for 10,000 launched. Okay, so that's what we have for the Daily Guide. Let's do a few more papers here. I have the Republic Press. Let's take a look at that. The Republic Press says, government gets 50 million euros for La General Hospital project. Okay. Now, there's all kinds of figures flying around. We don't know which one is which. But anyway, I mean, at the end of the day, the people of La and the people of Accra and Ghana deserve better than all this, today we are doing, tomorrow is this, the next day is that, and we're still not seeing, the first pickaxe hit the ground for the construction to begin. That's what we need to see. Race for Ablekuma Central seat. Ebenezer Nate silences JJC opponents. Okay, as he launches massive comeback bid. Ken Kranche dealt legal blow as Supreme Court shreds Mahama writ. Samira Baumia urges women's participation in climate action at AfriWalk Climate Forum. Catholic Bishops' Conference condemns rampant corruption in Ghana, and Ochihene resolves Bunsu Nsutam boundary dispute. Okay. Let's take a look at the New Publisher. New Publisher says West Blue drags GRA to court for refusing to pay contract arrears. We also have haram money. Return 6 million Ghana cedi bet cash. Clerics tells broke man. Why are they taking his money from him? I don't know. Well, the story is in there, so you can go check it out. All right? It says the money is haram. Okay. The Inquisitor. Non-payment of arrears. West Blue sues GRA and AG. This story is making on every paper today. Key witness schools state prosecutor at Cocoa Board trial. African Leadership Magazine writes, Matthew Poku Prempe, a remarkable odyssey of governance in Ghana. Hey, people, they like giving an Apo fanso. Afenyo Makin donates incubator to Winneba Hospital, Niku. And Baba Kamara on working visit to ECOWAS countries. All right, I have a couple more to go. The Informer. I'll just give you a couple of headlines from the Informer. It says, combating terrorism in West Africa. Ambassador Baba Kamara hailed in new role as ECOWAS envoy. Okay, and Baumia says, I'll be father for all. He's solemnly pledging. These and other headlines on the front page of the Informer. That today says, Ghanaians to pay last respect to Teresa Kufuor. I think this is the only paper so far that has carried this story. Uncontrolled. Yes, so of course that's going to be happening. I believe it's tomorrow. And uncontrolled corruption has taken over Ghana. Catholic Bishops President laments. And Oforieta presents 2024 budget today. And the final newspaper today is the Metro Lens. It says here, the big one, Franklin Kujo affirms Alan's credibility. And these and other headlines on the front page of the Metro Lens. Let me go and do a couple of online stories before we bring you some sports. Okay, let's go to citynewsroom.com. And on the front page Well, on citynewsroom.com, we have Oforiatta to present 2024 budget in Parliament today. Some trending stories. Asuma Banda Mosque not earmarked for demolition. Railway Development Authority speaking. We also have processes in place to build 2 million ton alumina refinery in 2024. This is coming from GIADEC. And Ashanti region, 8 aspirants to contest MPP parliamentary primaries in 3 orphan constituencies. And NADMO takes over distribution of relief items stuck at South Tongue Assembly. My question on this one is, if we hadn't made noise about this and exposed the DCE's, I don't know what even the word is, intransigence, or I'm not quite sure how to even describe all that happened there, would we have had the distribution of the items? The items were sitting there, according to him, and for weeks, nobody's received items from them because they didn't have fuel to fuel the trucks for distribution. And he was very confidently making excuses. Oh, do you know, this one is 30 kilometers, this place is 45 kilometers, this one is 100 kilometers. We can't go to all the places where we need fuel to go, and he was very happy to be making excuses. Yeah, and he still has a job today as we speak. It's wonderful. There are a couple more headlines, and we have here, NDC may lose Odododio seat if current issues are not resolved properly. Adekoka is speaking there. Government late with 23% pay rise announcement for public sector workers. This is coming from an economist. And Akufo-Addo demands apology for crimes committed during slave trade. You know, this business of crimes committed during slave trade, we should also ask for apology from our chiefs who connived with the colonizers to sell our own people. Hello? Mr. President, as you are demanding apology from the slave traders, also demand apology from the connivers from here who said, oh, FI, 1 ton. He's looking really nice. I think this one, his body is correct. You can also sell his one. Who's that guy here? That one here, he's causing too much trouble in the house. Bring him. Let's sell him also. Yeah. We have to look at ourselves. Every day we are looking outside and blaming others. The people who were here, and we were contracting with them and dealing with them, collecting gunpowder and mirrors as exchange. And I really wonder. Commercial drivers divided over calls for reintroduction of road tolls. Now I'll just stop on this one here. And I just think that, look, the road tolls, by all means, they need to come back, right? But they need to come back in a more intelligent, intuitive, and better, interfacing way with the public. It's critical. I think that we should have electronic tolls, generally speaking, everywhere, and then do a few, like, so for example, the Temamoto Way, right? Instead of having one electronic point, booth, rather all the booths should be electronic and one should be a pay point. That's how you do it. Because the majority of people will gladly go, and whether you pay at an office or get a card for a month, get a card daily, however it is that the arrangement can make a yearly card or whatever, people will pay. It's immediate revenue that does not go through interfacing of people collecting cash, doing their own receipts, going to Citi. They've taken their receipts from the office, but they've also gone to some places in Accra Central and other places where they do printing, and they've printed their own receipts, and they're sitting in their booth. Then when people come in, they'll be issuing their own receipts and collecting their money. All of these things, we have stories, heard rumors, all kinds of things about these things happening. Make them electronic. Reduce the amount of human contact. And then you do one. For those who refuse to do the electronic one, no problem. You will be in long queues. Yeah, that's how it will work. And you force people to change and learn to adapt. All right? It's important. All right. Don't go anywhere. Sport is up next. right, now on the sporting front, we have Ghana, the BetPower Ghana Premier League stories. Hearts of Oak has announced the departure of their head coach, Martin Koopman, on Tuesday. The Dutch manager joined the Phobians in August and supervised the team for 10 matches. His record was 2 wins, 6 draws, 2 losses. The club says the decision to part ways with Koopman was part of a restructuring of the technical team, and that assistant head coach Abdul Rahim Bashiru will handle the team until further notice. Okay. I actually think it was too early to sack him, but anyway, it's their decision. CAF Awards. Ghana's senior women's national team, the Black Queens, have been nominated for the Women's Team of the Year category of the 2023 CAF Awards. The Confederation of African Football nominated the Black Queens in this year's category for the spectacular form under coach Nora Hotel. Now, the team has been on a winning spree since Nora Hutler took over the coaching job earlier this year. Now, under her tutelage, the Black Queens have qualified to the 3rd round of the Paris 2024 Olympic Game qualifiers and are also in the 2nd and final round of the qualifiers for next year's Women's Africa Cup of Nations with a game against Namibia in hand. That's amazing. Staying with the Black Queens and their forward, Evelyn Bedu, has been nominated for CAF Women's Player of the Year. Now, she's also part of the initial 30 women shortlist that includes Asisat Oshola of Nigeria and Tembi Ingatlana of South Africa. All right, so they are all in the running for Women's Player of the Year. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant by all standards by the Black Queens and all the players there. And the coach especially deserves mention on this one. Well done to all of them. All right, that's how we end sports for this morning.